Who am I? And what is my true purpose?
If you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for It's This Meets That, the podcast where we watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits, scene by scene, so you don't have to, but maybe you should. I am Russ.
I'm Jared.
And we're back.
That's right.
So we're doing a full breakdown of The Invitation 2022, not to be confused with the 1973 Invitation, the 2015, the 2016, 2003 Invitation. Yeah.
Another 1970s one, I thought.
Yeah.
A lot of movies called The Invitation.
Yeah, this is The Invitation from 2022. Right. Yes. So, do you want to give us a reminder? Yeah, let's just
get right into it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the log line, as is tradition. How long have we been doing this? Couple years?
Sometimes I don't even know.
Yeah. So the premise here, a young woman is courted and swept off her feet only to realize a gothic conspiracy is afoot.
Yeah.
I still don't like it. It's like not really I could write a way better sentence that describes this movie.
Yeah. I'm still wondering so we pulled these from IMDb, I wonder how who's actually entering those log lines.
Yeah.
Where is that coming from?
I don't think that's the official log line, is it? Is there an official log line?
I mean, I'm sure there is, because that's not really a good one.
It's not even, yeah.
So
I mean, I don't know. I usually look at the
the summary,
the little paragraph on Google.
Yeah,
but that's a few sentences usually.
Yeah,
and in this particular case, it's way more descriptive of what happens, but maybe too descriptive,
too much. Yeah, I mean. Yeah.
I mean, we can compare and contrast. Get listener feedback, maybe.
maybe.
Want me to read that quick?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
So, after the death of her mother and having no other known relatives, Evie takes a DNA test and discovers a long-lost cousin she never knew she had. Invited by her newfound family to a lavish wedding in the English countryside, Evie's at first seduced by the sexy, aristocratic host. However, she's soon thrust into a nightmare of survival as she uncovers twisted secrets about her family history and the unsettling intentions behind their sinful generosity.
Okay, that's definitely
much longer.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that a log line, because usually they're supposed to be a sentence or two at most. So,
right. And that's 3 full sentences.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah.
But a much better description of what actually happens.
Yeah. Only to realize a gothic conspiracy is afoot. I just love the fact that they use a foot, it's like a old timey detective, like a Agatha Christie. Oh,
actually, here you go. Maybe I don't know. Call this what you will.
Mm-hmm.
On the Sony Pictures website.
Okay.
What I just read is the description of the movie.
Oh, okay.
So. I don't know. Maybe that's the official log line, and this is the IMDb one. But.
Yeah, I'm just curious who puts this in here. Who does this? When you watch, when you go the guide sometimes, on your TV or something, they input their own little description.
Yep.
So
I could totally see that. But also, there is an unrated edition of this movie.
Don't get into that because it's part of the fast facts. But yes.
Oh, cool! I had no idea. I just on Sony's Pictures website I saw.
Yes, there is there's an R-rated version. So it's supposed to be.
Not even R-rated. Unrated.
Does it even get a rating?
No, dude. That's those are all the good.
It's not officially seen by the MPAA.
Right, exactly. Yeah, the old school unrated one, way better than because the regular old school's rated R. Then they're oh, here's the not rated.
Here's the unrated, unrated version. We're both doing air quotes, by the way.
Yeah.
All right. So, how do we do our prognostications on this?
Good, I think. Mostly good.
Well, you nailed it with, spoilers here. We do this, right? This is what we do. Yeah. So, you nailed it with the action happening in the last 10 minutes of the movie, 5 minutes of the movie. So,
yeah, like Doom.
Yep. Other than that, I don't remember.
New Doom, not Netflix Doom.
Yeah, no, the other one, the Rock one, right?
Yep.
Other than that, I don't remember what else we said. So,
same. So good job. I'm calling it a win.
Win for Team ITMT.
That's right.
All right, we'll do quick info here.
Yeah, quick info, me daddy.
Super quick. This is directed by Jessica M. Thompson. She has a handful of shorts, and she's done a couple features, but that's it.
Sounds like a famous name.
Maybe soon to be. This wasn't poorly directed. And
No.
it felt pretty slick. Just got a little jump to sharkish towards the end and a little goofy, but
Yeah, I got more gripes with the writing than the directing, I guess.
yeah. And it's pretty. I mean, we'll get to them as we go through them, but their jump scares are a little weak. There's a lot of jump scares.
Oh, super weak, yeah.
So
I was not. Yeah, I did not. None of them caught me off guard this time.
yeah.
But,
So this was the screenwriter on this is Blair Butler. So it looks like she did a couple of horror. Hellfest, I feel like I remember that movie Hellfest from 2018. Polaroid, don't remember that one. A couple horror things, a bunch of looks like she did like a lot of Halo championships. What are you writing? Oh, maybe she's writing script for the people who are hosting it. That's interesting.
She was a writer on Attack of the Show.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
a lot of 360, a lot of Xbox stuff here.
Yeah.
Kind of random, and then did two feature, like, probably a low budget horror flicks, which it's a spot to start. So
Okay, good for her.
yeah. So who's in this?
I don't know.
I'm gonna tell
I
you.
only knew one person.
So our main protagonist here, Nathalie Emmanuel, who plays Evie,
Friend of the pod.
friend of the pod now. She was in The Titan
Yep.
and Game of Thrones, which is obviously where everyone knows her from. Mm-hmm. Thomas Doherty plays Walter DeVille.
Okay. Never heard of him.
Me neither.
Is he in anything?
I don't know. I'm sure he's been in stuff. He's got
He's got one of those faces.
yeah, he's got one of those very angular frog face kind of thing going on there.
Scottish, huh?
Yeah, Scottish lad. Gossip Girl, 18 episodes.
18 episodes. Oh, the new Gossip Girl. Interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of TV.
Yeah, a lot of TV. Originally, this role was supposed to be Garrett Hedlund.
Oh.
Yeah.
What? That would have been a very different movie.
Yeah, and then Thomas Doherty replaced him. So
What? Why Garrett Hedlund? That seems like a really weird casting for this.
possibly,
Don't you think?
I don't know what he's. I know his name, but I don't know. I can't picture what he's from.
He was like one of the main guys in Tron Legacy. He was like the young
Oh,
Tron. Young
that's
Tron.
that's.
A young Jeff Bridges' son there.
Oh, that's who that is.
Yeah. I don't know like what else he's from, but
Yeah, that would not have been. That
Right?
wouldn't have, yeah, no, that would have been weird.
interesting. Okay.
So carrying on, we got Hugh Skinner plays Oliver.
Okay.
Sean, what?
Oh, never mind. Which character was Oliver? Oh, the cousin. Right.
Yeah, the cousin that lures her over. Sean Pertwee, who he's listed as Renfield, but I thought they said Mr. Field. But maybe they
did
just
say Mr. Field.
okay. But he's listed as Renfield in the credits, so
Maybe his name is Renfield Field. That'd be fun.
that'd be kind of funny.
That's how I'm writing it.
It's done. Okay, moving on. Carol Ann Crawford plays Mrs. Swift. She's important. Alana Boden plays Lucy. Stephanie Corneliussen plays Victoria, and Courtney
She
Taylor.
looks familiar.
She did. I don't know what she's from. I think I'll look it up in a second. But then Courtney Taylor plays Grace, who is Evie's friend.
Oh, nice.
Who does play an important part. She pops up throughout the movie and is important towards the end.
Yeah, you didn't pick any non-important people like you usually do. I figured you were going to tell me the servant who gets her throat cut's name or something.
Yeah, that would have been. I think that would have been Lily Walters, maid number 2. I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go. This movie. So this went to the theaters, right?
You're right. Right. Only in theaters.
Only in theaters. Back in August, I think. Right? I think what was the date? August 23rd, 26th.
26, something like that. Yeah.
So theaters worldwide box office made $33,689,288.
That's not bad. That's like 9,000 fanatics. So
Yeah,
more than 9,000 fanatics.
yeah, it did pretty well domestically, making about 25 million. Did 8.5 internationally on a production budget of 10 million. That's
Smash
a win.
hit.
Yeah, that's a win. So
Yeah.
and right now it sits on Rotten Tomatoes 25% tomato meter, 60% audience score, and I'll be honest, those make sense to me.
Yeah.
After watching it, I'm like 60%. I could see why people liked it.
Yeah.
Wasn't the worst movie we've done.
No, but it definitely like it got worse and worse as it went on. Like I feel like if you gave me the first 3/4 of the movie, or maybe the first half of the movie, I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But then the second half like really goes off the rails, and I feel like the bad writing shines through.
Yeah, I think there's like a tonal issue too, because it's like this romance thing for like the first 3/4, right? Pretty much.
Yep.
And it's like trying to mix in some horror stuff, but it does it like really not strong, and then it does like this action thing at the end. It's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, and the back half has pacing issues in my opinion, because basically like they just try to compensate by doing way too much exposition at the end. Like it's all just like very jammed in at the very end.
Yeah,
and it's like it felt gross, like jarring.
Yeah, and I feel like there was like the big reveal about who DeVille was, which we're gonna spoil in a second.
Yeah.
It was like, was that supposed to be a big reveal? I don't know.
No.
So there you go.
Yeah. Poorly written, but the first half not bad.
No, and I think generally like the direction was fine, but just some weak jump scares, and I kind of got a little mumble jumble towards the end, and totally just wasn't sure what it was. So
it's not like a unique concept, but it's also like, I don't know. I haven't seen this movie before, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we basically said it was a Christmas Prince meets, Bram Stoker's Dracula, which basically is what someone probably went in and was like, "This is the movie." So,
yep.
Speaking of pitches,
good segue.
Why don't you Hollywood pitch me, motherfucker?
Nice. Okay, so this movie obviously is Star Wars: A New Hope, Episode 4 meets Morbius. So, first of all, listeners, go listen to Morbius if you haven't yet. We love a good self plug here.
We're big on that.
Yep. If you want looking to get morbed, go check those episodes out.
Mighty Morbin time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They'll probably release it a third time later this year. So I'm assuming Sony's going to put that's a Sony movie too. Here we go.
Well, I got a fast fact that connects these two. So
really, neat.
Yeah,
fun.
It's terrible. I can't wait.
Well, then my pitch is even better. So it's obviously Star Wars: A New Hope because several reasons. One of our main character heroes is the only person in that role in the movie. So, like Princess Leia, pretty much the only woman in Star Wars. Right? And our hero here is basically the only non-white person in this movie.
Except for Aunt Beru, right?
Right, exactly. And the friend is the other non-white person in this movie. So they're basically the same as far as that goes. One like minority character that makes it more interesting and is like it is maybe one of the best characters in the movie. That is underutilized. In both, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Also, they both have a couple of anticlimactic deaths, in my opinion. Obi-Wan Kenobi's death in A New Hope, kind of anticlimactic. He's basically just like, "Oh, I'll be more powerful than ever."
Yeah. See ya.
And then he dies. And in this movie, our villain here, DeVille, is basically like, "Oh, I'm super powerful," and then
just dies.
Just dies.
Like without much without much going on. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay.
And both of the villains wore capes at some point. Didn't he have a cape in this movie?
Yeah, sure.
Might have had a vampire cape.
Yeah, at the end, I think when he was getting married.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. The marriage cape. You should have worn a cape.
That's right. I did. Famously, we'll add that in.
Yeah, we'll add that in.
Yeah, fix it in post. Meets Morbius.
Okay.
The obvious connection is vampires, right?
Yep, obvious.
But also another set of fairly anticlimactic villain deaths, like the David Tennant. No, Matt Smith. Sorry, get my doctors confused sometimes.
It happens.
Like I don't know. Like they do have a huge brawl that is too much of the movie in Morbius. But when he actually dies, it's like 2 seconds and kind of stupid.
Yeah, just like.
Morbius? I'm sorry, Michael.
I'm sorry, Michael. It's Morbin time. Yeah. Okay.
Both movies have British people.
Lots of British people. Yep.
And vampires. Oh, and the vampires in Morbius have like not they have all sorts of cool superpowers like they do in this movie, and also don't have weaknesses to sunlight and like the usual vampire tropes that we find just like in Morbius.
Okay.
So yeah, I think I'll call that a win.
I think I think that works.
What do you got?
So this might be a tough one. I had a bunch of points and I didn't write them all down, but let's see how this goes.
Smart. Never write anything down.
No, it's
as I say.
Even though it's a safety tip, we don't even do our own safety tips here. So
that's right. Well, that's why it's a safety tip. It's a cautionary tale. Don't be like us.
Yeah, write it down. Just write it down. Write it down, or else. All right, so I'm going with it's The Great Gatsby meets Blade Trinity.
Okay. I can see both of these right off the bat, but why don't you walk me through it? Yeah,
so I mean, The Great Gatsby, I think for the commentary, right? Because there is definitely some commentary about classism here in this movie a little bit, right? There's definitely a commentary about kind of the old eat the rich kind of thing here, right?
Sure.
Some other commentary just about the time and whatnot.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Great Gatsby or read that book in a long time, but so I might be pulling at threads here.
I did not see the movie. The Leo movie?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what you're
talking about. Yeah, Gatsby, wasn't he like obsessed with Daisy Buchanan or something? Wasn't there something along those lines of an ex-lover of his? Kind of in this movie, there's an obsession with finding the new lady of the house, to reunite all the three families that are there, and to kind of get the.
I could take that a step further for you.
Go for it. Hit me.
Argue that Gatsby's about the boredom of being rich, and not having that ability to share with someone in your life important, which
nailed it. That's perfect. Which DeVille there, he confesses, I just want someone to spend all of life with.
What good is money if I have no one to share it with?
I mean, there's a lot of good uses for money just by yourself. So
yeah. Both have cool houses.
Yep. And I think that's I don't know. Does anything else? Can you spy anything else in that one?
Anything else Gatsby related? No.
Okay.
Garden parties are big.
Yeah, a lot of money, cool houses, stuff like that. Yeah. Garden party. Outside garden parties are a big thing.
Yeah, they do that in both, I think.
Yeah. Meets Blade Trinity.
I haven't seen that one.
It's not good. There's no need. Reason to see it. It's got friend of the pod Jessica Biel in it and Ryan Reynolds. Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Were they in the other Blade movies?
No, just the third one.
Interesting. Okay.
Actually, Jessica Biel she may have popped up in the second one. I don't remember. But.
I had no idea. That's fun.
So that one, obviously, we get the vampire connection, right?
Sure.
2, they refer to Blade as a halfling, which they do in this. Spoilers. Yep. Which Evie becomes, towards the end there, halfling, right?
Yep.
There's big battle sequence between, halflings and vampires. And the big thing is in Blade Trinity, Blade's going up against Dracula. Spoilers for this movie.
Right.
DeVille is Dracula.
He faces Dracula in Blade Trinity?
Mm-hmm.
They're making a new Blade, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, folding it into the universe. So
great.
And I think that's it. That's my pitch, and I'm sticking to it.
Now, does Blade count as Spider-Man enough that Sony has the rights to it and not Marvel?
I think that I thought the Blade series, I thought that character did he revert back to Marvel's control?
That's what I don't remember. Yeah,
I can't remember because I think there's a thing where they have to make a movie.
It's every so often. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't remember. Don't know.
Huh. Yeah. I wonder who's making the new one. Hopefully it'll be good.
Yeah.
I guess they did tease it in some of the more straightforward Marvel MCU stuff, right?
Yes.
And connection to another former ITMT movie, the King's Daughter, which has I can't remember her name, who doesn't pay taxes, just like Wesley Snipes.
Bing Bing Fun.
That's right.
Or Fun Bing Bing.
Yeah. Yeah. Good triple connection. And self plug.
Yeah. Nailed all of that. All right. Those were good pitches, I think.
Yeah. Great work, Gus.
I would make either one of those movies. So,
yeah. Yeah. Also, vampires in space sounds cool.
Yeah, actually, I do.
Right?
Yeah.
I was going to do anticlimactic death and go with Return of the Jedi, give him the Boba Fett treatment. But in the new world, Boba Fett doesn't die. So
lame.
In canon, Boba Fett is not dead in that scene.
So stupid. I hate it. It's like, grow up.
Yep. So
Star
I'm just
Wars.
trying to be consistent with canon. Famously, ITMT has goals of being consistent with canon.
Yes. You want to hear some fast facts?
Yeah, fact me, Daddy.
I am actually pretty excited about these. I think they're really good, except for maybe one or two.
Okay.
There's a lot here, so I'm gonna kind of move pretty quickly.
Impress me.
All right. I kind of actually, and I did a little grouping of these because there were so many. I grouped them into like the Dracula mythos and stuff like that, and how that's tied to the movie. And then I did movie stuff, and then I did some other interviews with the director. So
sure,
I organized things.
Wow, great job, dude! So much research.
Yeah. So the character Walter DeVille, which we've already been kind of talking about, is loosely based on Bram Stoker's Dracula, which we all know.
When you say loosely based, you mean he says I'm Dracula.
Yeah, he says he's Dracula
at the end of the movie. Yeah, without saying it.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. That's fun.
Does he act? He
he's
hints
like,
at
they call me. I wrote down the lines at the end, but he's like, "Oh, like you may have heard me referred to as like the
Nosferatu."
Yeah, exactly.
Dracul, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. The dragon, whatever. Like
Son of the dragon. Yeah.
It's Dracula.
And like a little fun fact: Thomas Doherty starred in one episode of the series Dracula in 2013.
There was a series Dracula in 2013?
I guess so. These are things that happen. So.
Oh, cool. That's fun. Good for Thomas Doherty.
Not that he's just Dracula, but I think everything else in the characters are also kind of loosely based on the characters from Bram Stoker's Dracula.
That makes sense.
A couple, for example, some revamped characters. See what I did there?
Mm-hmm.
The old couple that recapture Evie after her escape are named Jonathan and Mina Harker, which are the names of two very prominent characters in the book Dracula.
Oh, that's fun. Side note, isn't Tom Doherty an IT guy that we worked with?
I think he is.
Shout out to Tom. Hope you're alive.
Yeah, I hope you're doing well. He's probably a big fan of the pod.
I'm sure he's a huge fan of the pod.
Waiting for this moment.
That's right.
So other characters, Lucy, she's a victim of Dracula in a 92 film and the novel from 1897. And I guess Victoria bears resemblance to Dracula's daughter.
That's stupid.
I don't like that one.
Oh, speaking of Victoria, though, Victoria with a K. I looked it up. Mr. Robot is where I know her from. She's in 16 episodes of Mr. Robot.
Oh, she plays the wife of what's his face?
Exactly.
Oh, great catch. Yeah. I love that show too. That's a great catch. Good pull.
Yeah. Thanks. Well, just looked it up. Just doing my part.
Well, great connecting dots there, buddy.
Yeah. I love
buddy, pal.
Dipping dots. Ooh.
All right, so this is going to be it's kind of a fun one. The statue of the dragon on top of an armored knight. So inside the mansion, when they first walk in, to the left is this giant dragon on top of a knight.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Apparently it is a reverse of, because it plays a big part at the end of the movie, is a reverse of the traditional imagery of St. George slaying a dragon. The common depiction is of a knight above a dragon is St. George, his patron saint of England. A knight above a dragon, either standing or on horseback, striking the dragon with a spear. The statue of a dragon slaying St. George, patron saint of England, signifies an opposite outcome than in Bram Stoker's Dracula, where instead of being defeated and leaving, the vampire conquers England and establishes himself there.
Okay. Lots of unpack there. Yeah. Huh. Wow. That's a good one. Deep.
Yeah. Super deep, right?
Yeah. I don't know anything about St. George now. I'm curious.
He's your favorite saint now.
Kinda.
He's a dragon slayer. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's sick.
And then we get some of the hints here that Dracula hints, some spoilers, but whatever, we've already spoiled everything. So
yeah.
Carfax Abbey is the name of the estate purchased by Dracula in the original Bram Stoker book.
Oh, that's fun.
So the new name, New Carfax Abbey, hints at the owner's identity.
Right. See, I thought it was just sponsored by Carfax, like this episode of ITMT.
Oh God, Jesus Christ!
Go check on your car. Facts.
Sell us out without even getting any money.
That's right. That's right. It's called pre-advertising.
Walter's surname, DeVille, is a play on devil.
No shit.
In modern Romania, the English translation of Dracul is devil, further hinting at his true identity as Dracula.
Yeah, it's Roman instead of Romanian.
That's it. Dracula.
Mamma mia, Dracula.
It was the Gary Oldman Dracula, right? Dracula.
I don't like the garlic.
Or the crosses, or the fire, or being beheaded.
But I like a spicy meatball.
And my steak's medium rare. All right, so as Evie exits the airport, the last picture shown on the airport wall is of Whitby in North Yorkshire.
I was going to say that.
As already mentioned to Evie by Oliver in New York, the supposed location of the film and the place that Dracula was said to have landed in England by ship called the Demeter from Varna, Bulgaria. So...
What?
Yeah, it's written a little funky, but I guess basically what it's saying is the Whitby in North Yorkshire is where Dracula's boat landed back in the day.
Got it. Okay. Neat. That's fun.
Now, behind the scenes stuff, and coming to your R-rated, unrated version here, in an interview with Bloody Disgusting, director Jessica M. Thompson revealed that an alternate R-rated cut of the film will be released in video demand and streaming following the theatrical run.
Oh, dope.
In the other version, more gore, violence, nudity are added, which were removed from the theatrical version for a PG-13 rating.
Oh, man.
Like, make this thing R, and like now I'm curious because like that might have made this movie better. Like,
yeah, why wouldn't you put that one version on Netflix?
Yeah,
like nothing to lose there.
Nope.
Dumb.
Sam Raimi's production company Ghost House Productions was attached to produce the movie, but dropped due to scheduling. At the time, it was called The Bride.
Oh,
fun one.
That's a slightly better, if not more revealing, I guess, title. But I mean, the trailer. If you watch the trailer, you know the entire plot of the movie anyway. So
yeah, and if you look at the cover on Netflix, it completely spoils it too.
Oh,
last second I saw the cover art they used. I'm like, why would you do that?
Yeah,
like
so stupid. Well, we had it spoiled from the trailer anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, right. Oh, right. Well, like you didn't see her turn though in the trailer. You see her kick ass, but you don't see the whole.
I mean, she's blood all over her mouth. Like I don't know. Like I think it's kind of obvious. Like that's what I was telling Thais as we're going through it. Thais didn't watch the trailer. She went in blind because she I think mostly enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. More of a movie that's up her alley. But basically, I was sitting there like that part was in the trailer. This part was in the trailer. like all the way up until the very end. I'm like, all of this.
Well,
I knew exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's been a lot of reviews too. It was pretty predictable. You knew what's going to happen. And especially if you watch the trailer, you're like, well, this isn't really saving anything for us to be surprised about. So
right. Also, shout out to Sam Raimi. That's a cool name for a production company. Ghost House.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yep. So this is a long one, but so according to the director, Jessica M. Thompson, there were two alternate endings for the film. One that was filmed and one that wasn't. The unfilmed ending would have had Evie keep her vampiric powers, this is big spoilers here, despite killing Walter / Dracula and going out into the world to hunt other vampires, while the filmed ending would have had Dracula survive the fire at the New Carfax and return by ship to Romania, killing the crew and passengers on the way to survive. Thompson was not a fan of that ending, as she felt it took away from Evie's triumph to have the vampire live to see another day, and also because she felt it would suggest there would be sequels. Sentiments shared by the test audiences as I also hated that ending. Thompson's original idea for the ending, which is what the final film ends on, was shot several weeks before the film's release and required the use of a double for Hugh Skinner, as he was unable to film the scene. It's literally him just like walking down the street. That also allowed there to be one more scene for Courtney Taylor, who was an audience favorite during the screenings. Her friend Grace.
Interesting. So. Yeah. I didn't like the ending.
I didn't either.
Because I was like, wait, it's self-defeating lore of the whole movie.
Yeah, and it also still set up like this vibe of like, oh, so they're gonna go just hunt to like the people involved?
Yeah, like
the sequels?
Humans?
Yeah. Like
that's the other thing that bothered me too. I was like, they're not hunting vampires at the end, they're hunting Oliver, the British man.
You're murdering.
You're murdering a regular British man. a British real estate developer.
I mean, now, granted, he, was helping vampires kill people.
Oh, he's a bad man. But
he's a terrible man, but
not a vampire.
Not a vampire. Frowned upon.
Using vampire powers to hunt him seems excessive.
Yeah. All right, some fun small tidbits here to wrap this out. So this is more of a goof. The Rolls-Royce EV exits is like a left-hand drive car.
Oh.
But should be right-hand drive since they are in the UK.
Dumb. Wow.
Didn't catch that. So
me neither. Bad job, movie people.
Yep. Her first night at New Carfax Abbey, Evie is wearing an Outlander series T-shirt to bed. Actress Carol Ann Crawford, who plays Mrs. Swift, Evie's lady's maid there, played Mrs. Barrow in Outlander from 2016-2019.
Huh.
Isn't that fun?
Another Mrs.
Yep. So many misses.
Another Mrs. Roll. Good.
And to wrap them all up, this has the exact same runtime of Sony's previous vampire film, Morbius.
What? That's crazy. How? The exact, like to the second?
I guess so. I mean, I don't know. I was gonna double check that. I was like, was Morbius really only an hour?
That seems like a lie.
Yeah, I was like, was Morbius really only an hour and 45 minutes? I don't think it was.
Oh no, I think it was like an hour 40. Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. There you go.
Crazy.
So there's your fast facts. There's a lot of them.
Oh, great work, buddy. I think those are the best fast facts we've had in a while.
Yeah, those are pretty solid, right?
Yeah.
So good stuff.
Love it.
So should we get into it?
Let's fire it up.
Fire it up. So we get the starts off Sony logo, right?
Yep. Nice
Green
and
gems.
Legitimate production company.
As far as we know, totally legit.
Yeah, Emily too, and they're the same kind of.
Yeah, Screen Gems. Yeah, Sony company. Yep.
Yeah.
So no shady stuff going on there. According to the emails that were hacked years ago, nothing shady there.
Nope, nothing at all. I haven't heard anything bad about Sony.
Okay, so then we get Night Mansion. Much like a Christmas Prince, we get Night Mansion.
Yep, you called it. That was one of your prognostications. We were going to get a lot of mansion transitions, and we did.
Yes,
day and night.
So we get a Night Mansion classic, thunderstorm rolling through, right? Mansion of Horrors here.
Which it's not even good thunder.
No, it's not.
It's like really aggressive and obvious, like thunder. I don't know.
We do get your favorite shot here. Your good footwork walking down the hallway.
Oh yeah, a little POV down the hall kind of thing.
Yeah. You like that, right? Just showing the feet.
Oh yeah, I also like the feet. Yeah.
I also like the feet.
Yeah.
So this guy who we know later isn't a younger Renfield. Is it?
I think it's the same Renfield because this happens a couple months before.
Oh, that's right.
So it is the same Renfield or Mr. Field.
Yeah, doesn't take like a long time ago. All right, so he goes and knocks on the door. Unlocks this crazy locking mechanism on his door, and there's some woman inside. She's looking a little haggard, a little weak, all by herself in there. He's like, "You got to come out. Everyone's concerned about you. You
got to eat something, right?"
And then all of a sudden, he's just standing in the doorway, and then we get a quick kind of jump scare cut of her like sideswiping him and escaping, right?
Yep, exactly.
And she goes for a run, right?
Yep, she goes over to a spooky piano for some reason.
Well, she grabbed was an E-note. She grabbed a piano wire. Wasn't that what that was?
Oh.
That's why she went. Yeah, so she went to the piano, and then the next shot was her sitting on the railing of a balcony,
tying the bus to herself with the piano wire.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she takes a bust off one of the shelves there, uses that as a weight, wraps the piano wire around her neck and around the railing. Which,
I mean, I guess that's a good way to commit. I'm like, I think your body weight's probably plenty in this particular scenario, but what you do you? Well,
I think she wants to make sure because it's decapitation for vampires.
Oh,
right?
That's right. You're right. I forgot.
Yeah. So
what? All right. I have other questions, but
yeah. Is it about the physics of the whole situation, or is it?
Yeah. We'll get to it, I guess. Yeah. Right now.
So yes,
she's like, it all ends here. That's her big line. It all ends here with me.
Yep. And see ya.
Yeah. Which, if she's going for a decapitation, why did we get like your classic person hangs themselves view of dangly legs?
Great question.
Is my first question.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Because that's what I was like, oh, I guess why would she bring in extra weight? Like, I was like, she's just hanging herself.
Because she's got vampire, but she's got vampire power. So they tell us later on the only way you can kill him is stake, fire, or decapitation, right?
Well, so they do say that, but I wonder if that's the only way you can kill a vampire, but she's a vampire's wife is different. Well, no, she wouldn't be a halfling because she's full on.
Was she full on?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I thought she went crazy when she became a vampire. She went like a little nutty. I thought that was part of it later on.
I think that's part of it. Yeah. But like she, I think they did the full blood swap because that's we find out later in the 20 minutes of exposition.
Right.
That you get all of his powers when you drink his blood, but then in order to get eternal life and really lock in that vampireness,
he's got to drink yours.
He's got to drink yours, right?
Right.
So she, like Emmeline, I don't remember which it's called.
Yeah, Emmeline, sure.
She definitely did both. Like she's committed.
Yeah. Okay.
But I wonder, does it apply? Because it seems like they could.
That's a great question.
Can they die regularly because they're just they're the wives of the vamp? Like they're tied to the master's power.
Yeah, and that makes sense because I was like, oh, there goes the head. I was like, wait, that wasn't the head because she's still there, right. And it was the bust that she dropped.
Right, exactly. Stupid. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm like, out of all of the exposition they did trying to explain vampire lore in this movie, why not this part?
Yeah.
I don't know. Dumb.
Okay. Yeah. And we get title card, the invitation. You're invited.
Yeah. With like little like kind of like dripping eye scenario.
Yeah.
Classic horror trope.
Yeah. Quick transition shot of New York City, and then we're at like some gala or conference event for Find Yourself, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, what is she handing out? Was it Carpaccio? Yeah, okay,
yeah,
it was.
Beef Carpaccio.
Yeah, no one wants it.
Foreshadowed.
Yes. I hate this.
And yeah, basically it's a rich guy talking to rich people. And he's like,
Find Yourself event. The DNA stuff, right?
Yeah. But like these are like the investors in Find Yourself. It's not like your average schmo.
No.
And basically, but he's talking about like unlocking it and like, who am I? What is my true purpose? Like you can unlock all of that through your DNA. And we get a snide remark from our hero here. My true purpose, beef fucking Carpaccio.
Are there 2 F-bombs dropped in this movie? Does she actually say F-bomb there?
Yeah, she does.
I thought the old lady at the end, I thought she said like, don't fuck it up for us.
Oh, I think you're right. I didn't even think. I forgot. I didn't think it was PG-13 because I was like, there's enough blood in this that I thought that would immediately disqualify them.
I don't think it was. I didn't feel like it was that much.
I guess.
But the 2 F-bombs, I thought definitely would have sent it over.
Yeah. No. Yeah, you're allowed to. Everybody gets 2.
That's 2 for PG-13. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody gets 2. So yeah, this was one and the other one later. Huh. I forgot. I didn't think twice when she said, "Don't fuck it up later."
So anyways, she's in the back in the kitchen. She's working for a catering company. Mm-hmm. And it's her meet her friend Grace there, and they're dishing out cash money, their tips and whatnot, right? And
some creep gave a tip with the phone number written on it. Call me.
Classic move, right? And then they get a Find Yourself grab bag, right, which has a DNA test in it.
Yeah. Yep.
And Evie leaves with it. The end. So
yeah, good enough.
So then we're back in her quote unquote shitty apartment. We get some good old fashioned tropes here. The old classic past due notices, close up of those, right? So clearly some money problems here. Mm-hmm. She's into clay, right? She's doing clay stuff, right?
She's doing clay stuff. Yeah. I thought pottery, but apparently ceramics.
Ceramics. Yeah. So she's doing a little ghost, making some pots on her pottery wheel there, pottery barn.
The wheel. Yeah.
her wheel of clay. And then she's like scrolling through her messages, and I love how like her like voicemails. I love how it's like bank, mom, bank.
Classic.
All right, we get it. She's having a tough time with the money.
I did like this song that was playing during the scene, but I forgot to look it up.
Yeah, I forgot. I don't know. So then she listens to a voicemail from her mom. Her mom's basically like, "Be awesome." It's gonna be a little foreshadowing. It comes back later on. Right? It's like a little pep talk thing. She's like, "You're awesome.
Even when I'm dead,
be awesome.
Be awesome. Don't be sad."
Shots from the trailer of her just laying in bed. We get a shot of all the family photos, and then she checks out the Find Yourself like website and stuff like that, right?
Yep. And she watches like it's a very creepy video that they have, and she's drinking wine and sad about dead mom and blah, blah, blah. Clearly it's a line of like she has no family left, and she's using this to see who she's got out there, right? Right. Yep. So, I believe so. So the next day, she drops that kit in the mail.
That's it.
Yep.
Moving on.
Then back at home later that night.
Back to her shitty apartment, which isn't really shitty. It's just a really big like art, like
it's like
a studio space, right?
It's like Ryan Reynolds, air quotes, shitty apartment in Green Lantern.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you mean this awesome loft that you live in that would probably be like $3,000 a month,
if not more?
Exactly.
In New York City.
Yeah.
Like, I love it. So then she's hanging with her friend, and this is stuff from the trailer, right? This is it can't handle the New York City dating scene right now. Ding, she gets email from Oliver from Find Yourself, right?
Yep, exactly. The whitest man of all time.
Yep, friend is right. She's like, don't respond to that. It's total catfish. She's like, don't do this. And he's British, which makes it even worse.
Yeah, and even more explicitly, she's like, "Oh no, that's like Tinder for unassuming organ donors. Like you're like they're gonna steal your body parts, and like it's probably bad news bears over there." She's like, no, I'm sure it's fine. Okie dokie.
All right, well, good luck. So then we just cut to the. I don't know if there's anything else here, but then we just cut to the hotel lobby, the cafe, or whatever. Where this is all from the trailer, right?
Yep, every scene in this movie was in the trailer. So.
Yeah, it's like every 4 or 5 minutes, maybe less than that. There's like a cut that's from the trailer, which is basically the entire movie. So
yep.
So she meets Oliver. They have a fancy lunch. I mean, basically just a bunch of character expositions dropped here. She talks about herself. She's trying to get MFA. Parents are dead. She's barely making it work doing catering. She always wanted to go to England.
They're both painfully single.
Yes. Oliver then drops a bunch of exposition about the family history and kind of how
she's
they're connected.
Part of the scandal.
Yeah.
Grandmother had an affair with the footman. Nice.
Footman.
I'm assuming it's a title and not.
Yeah, not like that guy's a real foot guy, like you are with cinematic feet.
That's right. That's right. Cinematic footman. And then conveniently, he's like, oh, cousin Martin is getting married in a few weeks.
Guess what? Yeah. Why don't you come out?
It's going to be really posh.
Super intense. He's super intense about it.
Yeah. Our great uncle is dying to meet you. He's very frail, so he's literally dying.
Literally dying.
Which you're like, wow, way to guilt trip me. Thanks.
Yeah.
Fulfill the mother's dream, yada, yada, yada. Worst case scenario, you get a free trip. Right?
So, yeah, that's it. Trailer stuff. Transition shot of the airport. She's landing. She's talking to her friend, doing a little FaceTiming while she's walking through the airport.
Which
some good tips here, actually.
Good tips, yes. The three
tips.
rules, which are not eat, pray, love. I don't know if you wrote them down, but
I did not.
Okay, so they are send a picture of the license plate.
Okay,
any license plate, I think. Text me when you go to sleep.
Okay, that's a good one.
And don't trust guys with goatees.
I think it's a great
tip.
It's a great tip.
It's actually they didn't know this. ITMT safety tip 17. Don't trust men with goatees. Sorry, did I say 17? I meant 18.
Is it specifically men
with
goatees?
Yep. No, anyone with a goatee. Children with goatees.
So then, Oliver's there, and they're like, "Hey, let's go on an adventure." And then we get a transition shot of them driving through England countryside, a little more talky, right?
Which I forgot. She's doing an American accent. She's English. Which, like, Game of Thrones makes sense.
Yep. Yeah.
I completely forgot because she's doing a good American accent, I think.
I would say that she is the shining moment of this entire movie. I thought she was like
absolutely.
She's great in it. But yeah, she's doing a very good American accent.
Yeah. I'm impressed.
So then, they're doing a little transition. We're in countryside. Okay, we're heading out there to New Abbeville, New Downton Abbey.
Sponsored by Carfax.
New Downton, Bridgerton, Abbeville.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
We get a day mansion shot, right?
And then a bunch of staffers, like maids and shit, get out of a van that have numbers on them suspiciously.
Yep.
That's probably not a good sign.
Red flag number 1, or maybe 2 or 3 at this point. But yeah.
And red flag number 2 is when she goes to text a photo of the license plate of the car she was just in. She doesn't get that picture. Mm-hmm. Instead, bumps into one of these maids, servants, whatever, and knocks over like a million glasses.
Yeah, she's kind of klutzy in this. She knocks over stuff later on. That's, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Let's not knock stuff over. You're like out in the open too. How are you running into this person? You're outside. Like, how does that happen?
Couldn't tell you.
So yeah, a bunch of glass breaks, a whole rack of glasses, whatever, and the 2 maids come down to try and clean up whatever, and then we meet our first we meet Mr. Field.
I don't know because they say Mr. Field in the movie. Like I'm very confident they say Mr. Field in the movie.
So maybe it's a typo on the IMDb or something.
It must be
because he's
unless his name is Renfield Field, which I think I'm sticking with.
I think it is now. So we meet Mr. Renfield Field. He's the head butler of the house, right? And he shows up and he's just being a total asshole to Evie and the maids.
Exactly.
Evie gives him a little bit of that, little American brutality there. Like, hey, back off, man.
Yeah, these are just working stiffs, like the rest of us.
Yeah, quit being such an asshole, basically. And then we meet Walt DeVille. He shows up and he's just charming as ever.
Lord of the Manor.
Oh, hello.
I like how they keep calling him Lord.
And then basically we learn,
it's like another like one of those scenes that drives me nuts. I think we've called that a few times in movies too, where Walt does not come off as like flirty. Like he comes off like a douche here.
Yes.
He's like, oh, you're a klutz. And she's like, me? You're like, what? Damn it.
Yes. If I had a nickel for every time I called a girl a klutz and she smiled at me, I would have 0 nickels.
None. I'd have none nickels. Bad writing. But anyway, so she gives him a vase that she made and he's very impressed. And it's, teasing the pottery of yet to come.
Yeah, and this is basically we get the characters. We meet the lord of the house. We get the butler. We got Oliver still there, and we learn that she's kind of a klutz.
Yeah. So and Mr. Field's gonna show her to her room.
Yeah. So they go inside the mansion. Is where we see the dragon over the night. He's like, by the way, that's the library. It's one room you can't go into.
Yeah.
Right there, that room right there, the library, you can't go in there.
Okie dokie. He's like, it's under renovation.
Sure is. So there's some, cool sculptures, some paintings, whatever. And in case you didn't know or remember, this is the same mansion from the beginning.
Yep.
We get a quick shot of the stand with the missing head statue bust.
So dumb. They do this later. I take it back. I do have some gripes with the directing here.
Yeah, they do it later with they show you the wire marks from the piano on the railing.
They do that, and then again they do it later at the very end when they show all of the everything burning.
Oh yeah,
it's really annoying. Anyway,
so we meet Mrs. Swift, and she is Evie's lady's maid.
Mm-hmm. When she's like, I get a maid, and they're like, of course
you do.
Everyone must have a maid.
Yes. Like, what do you do in America?
Natch. Yeah, Natch. Totally cool.
Oh, Natch. So we're in Evie's room, and the key thing I got out of this was just, she's poking around looking at stuff, but she learns about the crazy impaling birds, which, did those come back at all later? Just to scare the shit out of us for a cheap jump scare, but.
They do come back, yeah. But they come back a few times. Weirdly.
And the bell system where she's got a little call thing, you pull the thing and it rings a bell downstairs. So it has all the rooms, like all the rooms are labeled with bells on them. So someone needs some assistance.
Yeah, which she yanks and the woman's like, please don't do that.
Please. Please don't.
God fucking damn. But yeah, like they do a weird amount of exposition about shrikes, which apparently are vicious this time of year. And so that's why there are bars in the window, not so you can't escape.
You're right. And like they impale things onto the spikes or something?
Right, yeah. That part was probably a nod to Vlad the Impaler, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm guessing, right?
But they also, there's no mirror conspicuously, like they call that out.
Oh, yeah, right.
No mirror in the room, and she gets a weird Russian nesting doll gift from the Maids of Honor. And she's like, wait, there are two Maids of Honor? And she's like, yeah, family tradition. Like, oh,
that's right.
Okay.
Lucy and Victoria. Right.
Exactly. So they do, like, it's another scene where they explain too much of the movie, like unnecessarily.
Yeah. I mean, what
and there's the painting of the former lady of the house.
Former lady, yeah. And she's like, oh, that's creepy. It's creepy. And then they talk about it. And she's like, yeah, that used to be the old lady. That's my old lady.
She passed away recently.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And then I think, the other important takeaway here is like, was it Wayne Gretzky? Like, act like you've been here before. Like she's very much like, whoa, look at this room. Like there's so much room for activities. And the woman's like, yeah, like rich people much.
Nope. Just to really lay it home that she's, not experienced maybe all this richness before, right? So
was that Wayne Gretzky? Am I getting my sports quotes confused?
Well, what'd you say? What was it?
Act like you've been here. Yeah.
I don't know. Probably him. Sounds like about right.
That sounds like something you'd say.
It's Lombardi. That's right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So you were close.
Neat.
Was it Wayne Gretzky?
Wayne Gretzky, Vince Lombardi, same person.
Same person. All right. So then later that night, we're still in Evie's room. She's FaceTime with her friend, right?
Yep.
This is where she's wearing the Outlander t-shirt.
Oh, sorry. This is where I had right before we get to this, I was like, this movie is going to be like a reverse Mrs. Doubtfire where she's just pranking the maid the whole time. And I was really hoping for that. Like, that's what I wishful thinking this movie into.
like ringing the bell.
Yanking the bell all day. Doing weird Shrike stuff. I don't know.
Hangs a bunch of mirrors up. No.
Yeah. That's what I was hoping for.
So later that night, she's in bed to FaceTime with her friend Grace. She's wearing her Outlander t-shirt, and we get a knock at the door, and it's DeVille, Mr. DeVille.
She's like, by the way, the Lord is pretty hot. And her friend's like, what? You got a hot Lord over there? And then hot Lord knocks.
When you call, the hot Lord knocks. And he apologizes for Mr. Renfield Field, for being a jerk, right?
I really do hope his name is Renfield.
I feel like in this scene too, he's like trying to be more charming again, but it's just I don't know. And it's like, how many buttons down do you need to go to like open up the charm there in their shirt? Like,
yeah. And also
he lost a button from the first time we met him.
Yeah. He's not doing a good job. And she is acting like he's doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
Which is really frustrating. He's like, oh, I was hoping to make a better impression on you. What do you think about this one? Like a better second impression. And she's like, about an 8. You're like, what? That's not how you rate impressions. What the fuck is happening?
Oh my god. So yeah, she thanks for apologizing, and then she goes for a night jog in the fog.
Yeah, not yet. So like he leaves, and that's when her friend is like, oh, nice, get that destination wedding, Russ. And and her friend is like, yeah, like go get fucked, you got to do that. And then she's like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go for a night jog. Yeah. And then it was like, wait, what? And her friend was like, okay, have fun. And you're like, you were the one giving her safety tips earlier. Like, don't, like, I don't know.
Going for a night jog on like creepy foggy mansion grounds in a place you don't know, it seems a little,
it seems awfully foolish, which leads into ITMT safety tip number 99.
Okay.
Sorry, did I say 99?
You didn't.
I meant 98. If you're gonna night jog, don't do it in a strange place wearing headphones, because then they cut to her wearing headphones, jogging in a completely foreign place. Like, this is insane. Why would you do this? There's no safety here.
Yeah, I don't. This doesn't seem like a right decision.
No.
Now the question I have though. So
Okay, I got another one after you, so go on.
So let's carry this out though. So she goes for creepy level fog, right? She's running out there. Like it seems like she only ran 10 yards from the house, by the way.
Yeah,
It's like, and she's like exhausted. I'm like,
yes. Okay, that was my question. She's like winded, like bent, like doubled over, like with her hands on her knees, being like, and you're like, the house is 15 feet behind.
Like, did you already do a loop maybe or two? I don't know.
Yeah.
So then she spots a building in the woods, which we'll find out is the ice house, right? And then her spidey sense kicks in and like something's out there. She feels a little something, right? And she turns and looks back at the mansion, and then the lady in the window, the lady of the house, the old one, she's
her grandmother, big spoiler reveal.
Is hanging out up there, right? And then she wakes up in her bed and then has like a creepy vision of a lady sitting in a chair, but it's just closed. So I was like, wait, did she actually go for the night jog or was this a dream?
I think she went for the night jog. She told her friend she was going to go for a night jog.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I think that's like it is one of the weird unexplained cuts in the movie is like what. We're just going to gloss over that. Like they did that a few times too, where like some things they explain way too much and other things they explain not at all. Like they're like she has a bunch of weird visions all at once, and she like sees the ghost of her grandmother. She like hears her voice saying like this ends with me, but like she like hears that line a few times, or at least the way that it's shot makes it seem like she hears that.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's not just for our benefit, the viewer, and it's like. And then she just wakes up. What?
Okay.
She didn't ask anyone about the ghost. She didn't ask anyone about the creepy ice house. She didn't do anything.
Nope.
Anyway, and then we find out it's 3 a.m. Another classic. There's a few times they give us times in this movie.
Oh, I didn't catch that. I missed that.
Yeah, she wakes up 3 a.m. The glowing chair calls to her, and she decides to go for a walk.
Yeah,
which she walks by the banister with the piano wire marks, like you mentioned.
Yep.
And this is exactly from the trailer. She sees the servants downstairs.
Renfield Field and doing something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some creepy creature climbing behind her in the background, the hands and stuff like this. It's like it's like right up behind her, and she feels it, senses it. Right?
Yeah, and it's intended to be a jump scare, but it's like you said at the beginning, like they're all really not good jump scares. Like I'm not they're not jumpy enough. Like they lead you to it too much.
Yes. Yeah. So then this creepy thing is like standing right behind her and is like creepy fingers, like what's going on? She turns, it's not there, and then we get a jump scare from Mrs. Swift just showing up like right there. Like, whoa, what are you doing here, lady?
Yeah. It doesn't work.
Yeah. So then we
she tells her it's not safe at night. Mrs. Swift is like, it's not safe at night, miss. Like, go back to bed.
Yeah, don't go for night jogs.
What do you mean it's not safe at night? Also, like, I'm no questions, no follow-up questions based on that.
Like, what do you mean it's not safe at night?
And she's like, don't worry, number 2 is going to go clean the library. So like,
who do you work for? Number 2.
Yeah.
Oh god. So then number 2 gets her bell gets rung. She gets sent to clean up the library.
Yeah.
And then we get a shot from the key, the trailer, so we know the key is there. So she knows that she sees the key, how to get into the library. And then, this is basically the kill room for vampires, or one of them. Yeah. And the butler, like Renfield Field, just starts walking away, like chanting in Latin or whatever weirdly. Okay. I guess he does that every time. Yeah, it is the fingers over the mouth thing. It's like a little chanting prayer thing or whatever. So then we're inside the library. It's a creepy ass room. There's no lights. She starts lighting some candles. She puts her headphones on. We cue the music so she can't hear what's going on. It's like
maybe that should have been the safety tip, was just like, don't wear headphones in potentially in creepy situations. Yeah. So frustrating.
So then someone sneaks in. She has no idea because she's got her headphones in, right?
Yep. She lit some candles to try and give a little bit of light, at least.
Yeah.
Because the light switch doesn't work. There's a light switch that doesn't work.
Right. Yeah, she tried that. Right, of course. And then she sees like the chair kind of turn. It's slowly turning, like someone's sitting in it, right? Creepy, right?
Yep.
And then all the candles go out. They go poof. And then music kicks on from the old... was that mimeograph? What is that called?
Phonograph.
Phonograph, thank you. Mm-hmm. And then, they're kind of really pushing on the jump scares here, right? They're kind of teasing you to think like it's going to happen, and you're like, well, I still know when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And she looks up. She doesn't. We don't get to totally see what she sees, right? We kind of see something above her, like moving, or like
we see glowing eyes.
Yeah.
And, like, we see claws, and there's a figure, but it's unclear.
And then that's not the thing that's going to get her. It's the thing that just swipes her from the side. So,
right. And then Callahan's put away the needle on the photograph. You're like,
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Yeah.
And also, this is like a half an hour in, which is like almost a third of the way through the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And we're finally getting to at least some good part.
some good part. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
so.
I don't know, like the first 30 minutes feels like it's really densely packed with information. Too much information.
Yeah, and then the next morning, back in Evie's room, she just gets a wake-up call from a maid, and then we're at the rich people cocktail party, right?
Time for the family reunion, yeah.
Let's do it.
So this becomes a thing that she does like 3 or 4 times in the movie, is like shows up late to a thing that everybody's already at.
Yeah, that was driving me nuts. I was like getting annoyed. I'm like, show up on time.
Yeah. She's like, sorry, I'm late. And it's like, okay.
Whatever classic American move.
And this is when Uncle whatever is like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Like, okay. And
cool.
then Uncle Uncle Eye Patch.
Eye Patch. Uncle, yeah, Uncle Eye Patch.
Doesn't matter.
Great Uncle Eye Patch. Yeah.
Not a factor.
Yeah, seems like he's seen a lot of shit.
Yeah, exactly. Gives a speech. And basically he's like, we thought we were done for as a family. Like, as you look around the room and it's all men.
He's like, look at all these boys we have.
Yeah.
Ew, this is weird.
Yeah, very weird. And then he just kind of like wraps it up after that. He's like, we thought we were done for, but now we're not. And then
it's like another red flag, I would say.
Speech from Evie, speech. And she's like, what? Me? She's like, thanks. And then from the trailer, it's like, it's always my mom and my dad and me. My dad got added in there. It wasn't in the trailer. They all cheers to her, and she's like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we get a close-up of like her, like one of the number 5 maid D or whatever her name was
the
like
one that she bumped into at the beginning.
Yeah, so there's a little connection there. She's like, oh, hey, I remember you.
Your name's D, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, D.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, weird.
Oh, okay, I wonder if that's going to come back later.
Yeah, give him that destination wedding, D.
She did.
Yep.
So then, she confirms that she's not related to Walter, the DeVille family, right?
Yeah, well, Oliver's like, Walter was asking about you, by the way. Very, very scandalous. And she's like, oh, really? Like, he's not family, right? He's like, no, definitely not.
Like vampire Down Abbey, Bridgerton.
Yeah. Did you say Bridgerton?
What is it, Bridgerton?
Yeah.
Bridgerton, whatever.
Bridgerton.
So then we go to a wine cellar, right?
We follow the servant.
She's
number 5 here, into the kitchen. And the butler comes to get her, and he's like, all right, you got a mission.
Yo, I need you and number 4 to go fetch some wine.
Very specific wine.
It's like number 157 or whatever it was, 19, whatever.
Yeah, it was like a 1927, something specific vineyard. Who cares?
Yeah, doesn't matter.
And she rightfully asks, you need both of us to go get that? And he's like, well, you always break things. And you're like, why send her at all then? Like, it definitely only takes one person to get a bottle of wine. And then he like walks away chanting again.
You're like,
classic doom for these ladies.
Classic Renfield. So then they go down to the wine cellar and he locks the door behind them, which is also a red flag. Everything's covered in cobwebs. We get rats going by. Again, this is just like set up for like another really bad jump scare stuff.
Yeah. Again, because it's like 2 setup. Like I'm prepped now to be the best jump scares are ones you don't expect.
Right. Yeah. And then of course the lights start flickering. So they light some long stick matches to like look for this bottle of wine, which they can't find. And number 4 messes with number 5. She's like putting her fingers in her hair to scare her. Say, what? And then another hand comes down right from the ceiling and does it. And she thinks number 5 thinks it's her again. She turns around.
Leave me alone.
Like there's no one there. So, okay. It's creepy.
Well, and then that's when the other one calls to her from far away and says, over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Across the room. Wait, who just touched me?
And then, she sees a spider, pretty big ass spider down there.
Yeah.
She doesn't really, just add some creepiness. And then she finds the bottle of wine and can't get it out. It's like stuck in there, right?
Yep. Well, she like reaches in there and then her arm gets stuck.
Yanked, yeah.
Right. Yanked, grabbed.
Something, whatever. And then, go for it.
Meanwhile, behind the other one is a vampire. Obviously. And
I mean, I feel like Like, we're not doing these jump scares any justice, but they don't do themselves justice.
No, because like okay, like she got grabbed by the thing. Obviously, it's going to be a thing. There's going to be attacked by a thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's right behind the other one. The lights flicker. He like eats her, and then they both scream and
snaps her neck or something. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Just too much. Someone's feeding. It's feeding time.
Uh-huh.
Well, and I think that's it, right? So
yeah, our second vampire attack, and a good place to maybe take a break.
I think so too. So I mean, there's a lot left to be answered here, I think, but
yeah, well, should become a cousin fucker. Maybe.
Maybe.
Does she get that? Does she get that destination wedding D?
Who cleans the house if you kill all the maids?
That's right.
Are there wolves in England?
Yep.
We'll find out.
Is Renfield Field his real name?
These are all fantastic questions. We'll answer those in part 2. So thanks for listening. We'll be back on Thursday, part 2. In the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That, right? Team2Pod on Twitter, and subscribe to us wherever you listen to us.
Yes, please.
Get it.
And while you're subscribing, you can also be reviewing. Write us a review. Maybe a sentence, a whole one, ideally, but we'll settle for a small one or a fragment.
Yeah.
We'll
finish it for you.
Yeah, sure. Write us an email and we'll write a review for you, send it back, and you can post it. How's that? Maybe 5 stars.
Maybe.
Yeah. On Apple Podcasts would be nice. Spotify would be nice too. Both of those help us. And speaking of emails, you can send us one of those too if you wanted to. If you're feeling a little old fashioned, you can find us at itsthismeetsthat@gmail.com. Or another option, we've listed so many ways for you to get in touch with us.
So many.
Another way is with the website. You can go to the website and also find information about how to get in touch with us.
You think that's the problem, is that we're giving too many options? Do we need to just give people one option? Maybe they're like, oh, I'm flustered. I can't make a decision over 4 things.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Paralysis of choice.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah. Listeners, should we delete all of our social media accounts? Should we delete our email? Tell us. Send us an email. And the website I didn't mention was itsthismeetsthat.com. Unsurprisingly.
Unsurprisingly. So,
yeah, go there.